This is the place they say people come from far, far, far away to find their dreams, chasing down these meteors and comets called dreams in the sky of life.
Yo, what's Gucci? Everybody, it's your boy ssjk-dots, the first black super saiyan to arrive on this planet, and I'm back here with another video. We have the She-Hulk episode 1 review. Spoilers is gonna be up in this thing, and we're gonna talk about this whole episode. So, I liked She-Hulk episode 1. Thought it was good. Real minor issues. The first episode was good. So the show's supposed to be a comedy. And the comedy is very much there. But I felt like the comedy in this episode was very much balanced, just like probably any other MCU movie or TV show that has comedy in it. You know, it was a lot more comedy, but it's nothing like Guardians of the Galaxy type of comedy or Thor Love and Thunder comedy, Thor Ragnarok comedy, because those are the MCU comedies. Not that much. I mean, really didn't laugh at nothing. I'm gonna be honest. I smiled at some stuff, smiled a bit, grinned. But, none of the comedy really was like, what? Ha 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 ha. It wasn't really none of that. But other than that, I did like the first episode. So basically, just to break down what this first episode was, is our introduction to Jen. How she got her powers. Basically, she and her cousin Bruce crashed. Bruce explains that he has this new device that he puts around his hand that keeps him from going into Hulk form, so he can just be human. It's a prototype that's specifically built for his situation, and this is taking place after Shang-Chi, obviously. They crash because a Sakaar spaceship show up, and in this episode, they do not reveal who was in a spaceship or whatever. Bruce just says he's going to investigate it further in the future. And they end up crashing, cause them to crash. They flip. Jen gets out the car. She cuts her hand on on a piece of the car. Gets this big gash in her arm. And so Bruce starts bleeding too. And their blood mixes, and boom, she just automatically becomes She-Hulk, like ASAP.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy.
And they kind of go back to the first Incredible Hulk movie with the situation of blood, getting inside the alcohol and stuff, and it was killing people. They kind of went back to that. They really didn't dive deep into that whole blood situation of Bruce, but that's the one thing Bruce was trying to do in the first movie was, he didn't want all his blood samples and stuff being spread out and used, and he doesn't want people to get Hulk powers and stuff because it's dangerous. So yeah, they kind of alluded back to that stuff, which is kind of cool. They kind of referenced the Incredible Hulk. Now, this is just my issue with this. Like I said, the sequence of how she get her powers, I have no issue with. The part in the sequence I'm taking issue with is the fact that the MCU straight up cut the Hulk's healing factor. After he snapped his fingers, and it was stated that the stones is full of gamma radiation, and Bruce and Hulk is full of gamma radiation. Their bodies are literally full of it. You would think that more gamma radiation would actually help his body and not cuck his body, but whatever. He can't heal no more. But it's explained now that whatever mixing happened between their bloods and stuff and all that, now Bruce can heal because of Jen, which I think is stupid. Hulk should be able to heal like on his own. It's the point of healing factor. You heal on your own. You don't need these other factors to heal. You heal. So you got a healing factor. But I wasn't really a huge fan of that. Just let my nigga heal. Like, come on, bro. And look, I hope, and this is what I'm hoping for. I am hoping that it is revealed, and this makes the most sense, because it has to be this. This makes the most sense, and I can totally understand it. In Avengers Endgame, Bruce said him and Hulk worked things out, right? But if you go back to Avengers Endgame, Hulk is nowhere to be seen in the movie. It's just Bruce using the Hulk's likeness and his strength and all that. But Hulk's not there. Hulk and Bruce is two separate personalities inside this body. Avengers 1, when you see Hulk come out, that's all Hulk. That's not Bruce. Right? Avengers 2, when you see Hulk come out, that's all Hulk, not Bruce. Thor Ragnarok, that's all Hulk, but he's a little bit more developed. He's talking like a 3-year-old, but he's a little bit more developed. That's still Hulk. Incredible Hulk, when Hulk transforms into Hulk. When Bruce transforms into Hulk, he is Hulk. In Avengers Endgame, it's just Bruce, right? So I'm kind of looking at it like this. Whatever testing Bruce done, I really feel like he found a way to trap Hulk's consciousness inside his mind or whatever, did whatever, locked him away, and is able to take what he wants from the Hulk, but keep him suppressed. But I think the Hulk is also suppressing some stuff like the healing factor. You know, like, I feel like Bruce probably has Hulk locked as a prisoner inside the body. And, you know, Hulk does not want to be tucked away like that. He wants to be able to be free too. He wants to go freely and do as he wants to please too. Right? So what I'm thinking is, and I hope it is the case, Bruce did some shady ass shit, locked up the Hulk, and said, "You ain't coming out again. I'm running this shit. I'm running the show." But with that happening, Hulk is like, "No, I'm taking this away and I'm taking this away. So if we die, we die." So that's happening. I think Hulk is taking away some stuff from Bruce to not allow Bruce to fully have free reign of these abilities, which would be very interesting. And you know, if it gets revealed later in the show that that's the case, okay, might be interesting. Like, Bruce, damn, bro, kind of fucked up. That's fucked up, Bruce. You locked up your homie like that? Kind of fucked up. It's kind of fucked up, bro. But yeah, Jen gets her powers, mixes with Bruce's blood, and she now becomes Hulk. She is sexy as hell. She's fine, bruh. Look, I'm in love with She-Hulk, bro. She's sexy. Gamora, look, you cute, but you not muscle mommy She-Hulk, bruh. She-Hulk is a muscle mommy, bruh. She a green muscle mommy. I want to lick them biceps, I want to lick everything. She can step on my face if she want to. I mean, don't kill me, but I'll lick them toes if I got to, you know what I'm saying? I'll do it. But look, this was a good first episode. We had a good action scene here between Jen and Hulk. It was kind of, you know, it wasn't really going hard. They was fighting like they was cousins, you know, but it was a good fight, a good first fight between them. I would say this much: they don't exactly cuck Bruce's power level compared to hers. It's just that the stuff they do cuck is Bruce's, you know, Hulk's healing factor and shit, which shouldn't be cucked, but whatever. But other than that, it was a cool first episode. You know, we got a good balance of Jen, we got a good balance of She-Hulk in the episode. The only downside to this episode is that horrible Titania fight. And if I can show you, I'm gonna show you guys real quick, because I thought this fight was garbage, bro. This fight was trash. The way it was edited, I understand they wanted to do it quick, but the way this was edited, this shit was garbage, bro. Some cringy ass music and shit. I can lick the screen right now.
Who the hell are you?
Jennifer Walters, attorney at law.
Yeah, very underwhelming fight compared to the one we just saw. Now I understand Titania is probably not as strong as She-Hulk, but, you know, give us something. You know, I just have this random ass lady pop up and she just starts doing shit, random ass shit. And, you know, this is She-Hulk's first encounter with a bad guy, right? Also, what I liked about this episode, and that goes back to this situation. Bruce realizes Jen isn't dealing with the exact same issues as him. She has more control over the ability, especially since there is no other personality inside. Bruce's issue with the Hulk is that there's another personality he has to go to battle with. Jen doesn't. At most, the only issues Jen is going to deal with is probably having to restructure how she lives, obviously. new clothes, how the public reacts to seeing her as a She-Hulk. Will the fame go to her head? All that. And will she be able to step to the occasion if people need to be saved, then doing more than just being a lawyer? It's cool that she is a lawyer. As I said, there's going to be a more dynamic to her superhero, type of lifestyle she's going to do. She's going to be a lawyer and probably a part-time Avenger or whatever, or just protecting whatever city she's in. Or maybe her and Hulk is going to be tag teaming in the future more often. They probably will. But there's a little bit more to her than just, I can punch things in this. It's going to be more than just she can punch things with her character. And Bruce is trying to push her, like with this Hulk life, he was really telling her, dismiss that job. You're going to have to change shit up, when she doesn't really have to, because she's not dealing with the same exact issues as Bruce. Bruce went through something a lot worse because he's battling with somebody else in his mind. Jen has more control. The only thing Jen really needs to do is manage her anger and being able to transform out of this form at will or not, which she kind of gets the hang of in the first episode. I mean, she pretty much, and you watch the fight with Titania, she pretty much just transformed on her own. So she has control over the transformation. She can transform whenever she wants to, right? Maybe later in the episode, maybe later in the season, she might start to lose control and everything starts to get all wonky and everything. But as far as things go now, she can control her abilities. So she's already a step ahead of Bruce. And I think if Bruce was in the same exact situation, he probably could have done what she did. Control everything just the same exact way. Problem is, Bruce had another personality manifested inside of him before he became the Hulk. And then when the gamma radiation, all that came together, this other personality popped up and came out. Are they going to dive into the deeper psychology of it? Bruce's abusive father, that might have been the reason for that, or get into some Immortal Hulk stuff. I don't know. I doubt they will. This is the MCU. They don't really dive into some dark shit like that. So they may not go there. But you guys, I liked it. I thought it was cool. Better first episode than most of these MCU shows that have been coming out. The last MCU show I really had some type of interest in was Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 1. And this episode right here had me. I was watching. I was actively watching. I was enjoying it. Miss Marvel, yeah, but not as much as this. And look, it's not just because She-Hulk a baddie and stuff and she looked good. That's not the reason, you guys. I appreciate She-Hulk beyond her looks. I think she's a cool character. I think she's fun. And this is kind of how she is. Like, when She-Hulk in the comics is fun. She breaks the fourth wall. She's not like Deadpool. She ain't all that like super, extra, but she's fun. She lives life. She like to party and shit. Not much to not like from her character in this first episode. She didn't do nothing that irritated me or ticked me off. And there was one moment in this episode where she talks about her experience of how she manages her anger. Now a lot of people was getting mad at this on Twitter. A lot of dude bros and stuff was getting butthurt. All the incels and shit. Even though, yes, what she said was true. I mean, she wasn't lying about what she has to deal with, what a lot of women have to deal with, getting catcalled and stuff on the street. But in the context of her situation that's going on, right? Would that be the same case if you was in Bruce's situation? Like, you have another personality inside your head that's you literally argue with 24/7 and you're going to battle with over who's going to run a body. Like, I understand what they was trying to say. What Bruce was dealing with the Hulk is going to be a lot worse than hers. It's not said that she's not going to struggle, right? I think what she's going to be encountering is, she's going to embrace this and is going to put a bigger target on her back because everybody's going to be looking at her, villains and stuff, whoever. And something may happen where she may react and she may not react the right way. And she may react like a Hulk. And people fear her. So, who knows what's going to happen. But all I know is this. First episode was good. And I'll be honest with you, just seeing two Hulks on screen together for as long as I did in this first episode, it was cool to see it. Yeah, it's Professor Hulk, this trash Hulk we seen get development off screen, which was trash. It's just good visually seeing two Hulks on screen. And the CGI overall was good. The visual effects was good with them. Some of the green screen, at most the green screen was kind of weak. But other than that, the visual effects between She-Hulk and Hulk was solid. Like, they looked good. They looked movie quality. Bruce looked just how he looked in the movies. And hopefully majority of this show, we continue to see Bruce as the Hulk instead of just Bruce. But like I say, if we want to see Bruce again, he has to rebuild that device again. I don't think he'll have to now since he fixed his healing factor. His healing factor should be working at this point. And what I'm hoping for, right? We need to get a Hulk versus Abomination fight in this show. A Hulk versus Abomination fight. You know, I want Abomination to do some slick ass shit and go hard. But from what I've been seeing from the teasers, Abomination went soft, bruh. So I don't know about that. But I want a Hulk versus Abomination fight, or She-Hulk and Hulk versus Abomination. You got to give me that in this show. Now, that's pretty much it. I thought this episode was good. Oh, another thing. The writer of the show, the Jessica Gao, the writer. She's one of the writers, helping out the writers and stuff. So she admitted, and I don't think she should have said this at all. I'm going to put the quote up. But if you're writing a show about a lawyer, you know, this show's called She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Don't tell us before the show comes out that, well, I mean, we're not really good at, you know, writing lawyer stuff like this. Like, don't admit that. Keep that to yourself. Like, keep it to yourself. Don't even reveal it after the show comes out. Keep it to yourself. Because there's people who you can hire that is good at this shit that can do it for you. Better Call Saul writers. I mean, it's a lot of writers who do shows based around lawyers and stuff that could have came in and wrote this stuff for you guys if you needed help with writing riveting court sequences, you know? Because I imagine we're going to see a lot of them in this show since it's called She-Hulk Attorney at Law. She's literally a lawyer. But hey, that's just me. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. If I had to grade this episode, I mean, 4 out of 5. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Thought it was solid. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Because of that peace, love, positivity, and all that jazz. Don't do drugs, like I always say. Deuces.
What'd you do?